All right, so let's do our second example for simple linear regression in Excel. So recall we were doing problem 13.8. It was the value of the sports franchise is directly related to the revenue of that sports franchise. And here's our data. So we've got all of the baseball teams, and then we have their value as well as their revenue. So we just spent a long time creating this worksheet, SLR1. So we created all of the scatter plot and residuals and tables and whatnot. So this is how we can do our homework quickly. If you have this file open, you could do right click, move or copy. I'm going to say create a copy and OK. Let me move this over. And I'm going to call this tab SLR2. So now we have this SLR2 data. So let me just copy paste it in. We don't need this first column because it's just the cities and the team names. So let's go ahead and copy this over. So I'm going to copy it over here. Actually, I want the value and revenue as well. I want to copy everything. So copy and then paste. Now notice that our last data set was longer, so let me actually just delete these. So I'm going to right click to delete these rows. So when you delete the rows like that, everything should update automatically. So this miles per gallon should now be value, and horsepower should now be revenue. So let's just check our dimensions here. So this is taking the mean from A2 to A31. This is taking the average from B2 to B31. And you can just go ahead and do these all, just making sure they're all updating, making sure you're getting the right dimensions for your data. Because if all of these are correct, then everything has actually been updated. You only have to update the names of things. Okay, well, now that we've done that, we can just finish this out pretty easily. So we have our new variable names, so value and revenue. We have our new equation. So I'm going to change this. So our intercept is now negative 1039.53. And now this minus is a plus. And the point, this becomes 8.58 if you want 16 times x. I'm using y hat and x here, but if you want, you could change it to, this would be the y. You could change this to value. Technically, that's value hat, and then this is revenue. So we have our equation, so let's just make sure this all updated correctly. So we have our formula is up here. That's actually the formula from the first example, so let's delete that. Let's delete the formula. We've got our scatter plot in our line. If you just click on any of the dots and then look at your data, you can see that it is selecting the correct data. We're going to want to change our axes, so horsepower is now revenue. And Y, instead of miles per gallon, it is now value. And then you could how about we click on a regression line, right click on that and say format trend line. Let's go ahead and display the equation, close that. Okay, we can see that these match up. So we have minus 1039 and 8.58, which match up here. We have our residuals. Again, if you click on a dot, check the data just to make sure it's selecting the right columns, which it is. It's comparing predicted values and residuals. And then we can look at our histogram. If you click on a bar, come over here. Yes, it's correctly getting the residuals. And that's it. So you can actually do your homework very quickly if you just do this copy-paste technique. And you can see that all of these things will update automatically. Really, the only thing you need to worry about is labeling things to make sure that all of your axes are labeled correctly. So, for example, I missed this. So this is now a scatter plot of value and revenue. And that's it. We've just done our second example.